Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about the Second World War. What was the Second World War? The World War II or Second World War was the war between 1939 and 1948, 45. It started when the Nazi Germany invaded Poland on September 1st of 1939. Then the British, French, and Canadian government declared the war to Germany, Nazi Germany. In 1940, the German troops went to the Western Front to fight with the expeditionary British forces and French and Belgian and Netherlands forces. Then, in the Battle of Dunkirk, Winston Churchill, First Minister of the British Empire and England declared a state of emergency, and they made all soldiers went to come back to Great Britain for the imminent attack to the Nazi army. Then the Battle of Britain started in July of 1940. Because the Luftwaffe was the German Air Force to fight versus the RAF. The RAF was the Royal Air Force, the British Air Force. Then in September of 1944, the British Air Force won the Battle of Britain. In this, the next year, in 1941, the Nazi Germany needs more materials for continue the war, and Hitler, the German government, decided to invade the Russia, the Soviet Russia. The Operation Barbarossa was the name of the operation to invade the URSS. It started in 21st of June of 1941. Then the German army was fighting versus the Soviet army in the Russians lands. Then in the December of the 1941, the German and Soviet armies was fighting for Moscow. Then the winter was a trouble for the German army because they weren't fight because the winter is more cold was more cold for the German army. Then in December of the 1942, the Japanese Air Force attacked Pearl Harbor because they want to destroy the American boat, because United States was a big problem for the Japanese Empire. Then in the 1943, the British and German armies was fighting in the north of Africa because they need many oil for them armies. In the Battle of the El Alamein, the British Army won the battle versus Afrika Korps, the Erwin Rommel's army in Africa. Then the German army went to Italy because Italy was an allied of Germany, Nazi Germany. In 1944, in Omaha Beach, many troops, Canadian, British, and Americans, arrived to French coast for liberate to France of the Nazi occupation. Then the Soviet army was fighting versus the German army in the East Front. The Battle of Kursk was the biggest battle of tanks in the history of the war. Eventually, Germany surrendered in 1st of May of 1945. Sorry. Then the United States throw atomic bombs above Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and the Japanese Empire surrendered on September 2nd, September of 1945. It's all. Thank you for watching. You are great. Please, if you want to learn more about the Second World War, you should read this book. It's the Second World War. It's a great. For me, it's the greatest book in the world. Goodbye.